Hi, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 3 of Project Budget Metro. Okay, so before we go too far, let's rewind a few days. We're going back to my dad's garage where the Metro is up on the lift, and we're going to delve into getting the brakes sorted out, getting the hubs fitted, and getting the new drums on, and getting all those little areas fettled out, get the wheels back in the car, and let's get her down on the ground again. So let's run the VT, and we'll see you back here in my garage very soon.
Flashback.
Okay, so the first thing that we're doing here is to clamp the brake pipe so as not to give too much air into the system whenever we remove the wheel cylinder. So once that's done, now that we can remove the wheel cylinder from the back plate. So first of all, we have to take off the bleed nipple. So once we have that off, now we can move on to taking the brake pipe off the back of the wheel cylinder itself. So the first thing to do then is to undo the coupling, so which will then release the brake pipe from the back of the wheel cylinder. So with that removed, we can now pull the wheel cylinder out. So as you can see, these are well past their sell-by date. New one goes back in the complete reverse. Then we hold on the retaining pin, the retaining clip back on again, and making sure to turn it so as it doesn't foul the brake pipe when it's refitted. So it was at this point that we realized that we were getting onto the wrong thread, so we determined that it was a different thread. The wheel cylinder itself is actually a UNF, but the brake pipe was metric. So therefore, but on in reinspection, we decided it would be best practice to actually replace the brake pipe as well. So we decided to revisit that at a later date once we get some new copper or conifer pipe. So it's very important that when you're fitting the shoes, that first of all you ensure that the spring is fitted correctly, with the flat section in the middle is facing down so as not to foul the hub when the wheel is turning, and also to make sure that the leading edge of the shoes is in line with the direction of travel of the wheels itself. So when it comes to fitting, just make sure that you put the handbrake lever is into its respective hole. Then you can clip in the shoes into the wheel cylinder itself, making sure that they're well seated. Next up, we add the top spring. Now, there's no determination whether it has to go up or down, so you can just make sure that you fit the spring into the respective holes in the brake shoes themselves. It's only simply a matter of clipping them into the adjuster, again making sure that they're well seated. And there we have it. We're now ready to refit the hubs. So this hub required a new wheel bearing to be fitted, so that has been fitted off camera. It's only a matter of slotting it on, making sure it's well seated, and making sure that the wheel bearing is fully in place and engaged. So with that, simply a matter of adding the washer and then refitting the castle nut. So this castle nut is on a right hand thread, which is the normal thread. However, on the passenger side of the car, or the near side of the car, it is on a left hand thread. So you just have to bear that in mind when you're tightening the nut. So yeah, we tighten this up as tight as it'll go, and then knock it back so that the wheel is free running, and we're in a position where we can put in the retaining pin. So the last thing to do was simply to line up the brake drum, which is the new wider version. So previously off camera, Dad has already replaced the front pads, so that's all the brakes now fully completed on the car. What we do now, we'll put the wheels on, the newly refurbished wheels on the new tyres, and get her dropped down onto the floor. And the last touch, new caps. Okay, so there we have the newly refurbished Rover Mini alloys. Fitted these, this one is actually the RSP or the Mini 30 wheel, as you can tell from where the stud pattern is in line with the spokes. But yeah, so we refurbished them, as you can see in the anthracite. I think it looks well against the yellow paintwork. We also have new 155/70 tires fitted. So yeah, let's get the other three on and we can get the car dropped down onto the floor.
End of flashback.
So that's brought you up to speed of where we are sitting with the Metro currently as of today. Well, there's a little job that I just wanted to get done, so I've come to my garage here as I have more access to some of my bits and pieces and tools and cleaning products that I want to use. So the jobs that we're going to tend to are these taillights. As you can see, taillights have overspray on them, they've been badly masked off, and generally speaking they're very, very grubby. So I want to get these tidied up. This is going to be a very, very quick refurbishment. By no means professional at all. We're just going to have a quick clean, make them look a bit nicer, give them a bit of a spruce up, and get them refitted to the car. So let's spin you around. We'll go onto the workbench here. We'll give these a bit of a clean, and yeah, we'll get them ready for refitting. Okay, so just to finish off that little job, we're going to refit the tail lamp lenses. Very, very simple. There's only 4 screws holding them in. So yeah, let's get this done now. And there we have it. Nice and simple job, refitted, and they look so much better. Okay, so I think we'll bring this episode to a close here now that we've got most of the mechanical elements all completed, and we're going to be moving into more of the cosmetic side. You probably saw on the video we didn't put on the rear brake pipes. That was because when we put the new rear wheel cylinders on, they were a different thread to the brake pipes. The wheel cylinders we actually had were UNF, whereas on the Metro here it's metric. But on another inspection, we just think maybe best to replace the brake pipes when we are at the back of the car anyway. So we don't have any copper or conifer pipe in the garage here, so we just need to source some and get that sorted out over the next couple of days. So we'll do that off camera as well. Just a little job just to wrap this one up. Following that, then we're going to bring the Metro to my own garage at home, because the Traveller's going to be coming here to go up on the lift to do some jobs on it. So when the Metro is up at my garage, we're going to do all the cosmetic elements, like I'm saying. So the interior is going to get a full valet. Want to repaint the engine and really detail under the engine bay and get all that sorted out. and there's some little bit of touching up paint in and around the edges and so on, and I think the rear boot floor and all could do with a bit of a repaint as well. So a few things like that to do and get all that cosmetic elements done as well. So that will be part of the next episode of Project Budget Metro. There might be a few weeks or maybe a couple of months down the line. Kind of want to wait till the weather warms up a little bit so we can get the detailing done properly and some repainting. So it'll be maybe a little bit of a delay before the next episode coming out. But in the meantime, there'll still be plenty more stuff coming. And so yeah, I hope you are liking and subscribing. And yeah, thanks again very much for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon.